YouTube Ozzico in the Goat House is back. Today we got our updated rookie rankings. We're heading into week 14 of the NFL season. Been updating these from time to time throughout the year. So excited to go over some changes here. We have a new number 1 heading into week 14. We have all kinds of NFL content here on the Goat House. Definitely more to come. As we approach the playoffs, we'll have some playoff videos, off-season videos already as well. So join us. You much appreciated. Check out those links pinned in the comment section. Our sponsors, GLD Shop, Liquid IV, code GOAT, and our Twitter. Make sure to check out our Twitter. But, yeah, so to the rankings real quick here. Should be a quick video. We got Brian Robinson entering the conversation. Of course, our super followers on Twitter who get bonus content by getting the top 25 every week. So they saw Brian Robinson sitting at 11 last week. So just missed the video last week and just makes it this week. He's at number 10. He's been tearing it up. Obviously, I was very high on him as a prospect, so I'm excited to see it. Martin Emerson remains at number 9. He's been fantastic filling in for the Browns. Could argue at times he's been their best corner, and they got some good ones on their roster too. So impressive rookie season from Emerson. Christian Watson, we talked about last week, is a guy that really turned around his rookie season. Started off a little slow, had some injuries, coming back, had the injuries, had some drops, then really has gotten going, been a consistent touchdown machine. Last week caught one and then had one on the end around as well, showing off that speed. So he's starting to get consistent, finding the end zone, and he's been an electrifying player too to watch. So he's up a few spots. We just didn't think we'd see Watson here, especially going with the start he had. It's just crazy how he's turned around. Just a select few here in the top 10 out of all the rookies that are playing well. And he's at number 8. Kenneth Walker, unfortunately, got banged up in that last game, so only had a couple carries. He is at number 7. Aiden Hutchinson remains at number 6. He's been really picking it up. Kind of started pretty well and then kind of stalled a little bit, but the last, let's say, few weeks, maybe several weeks, been really taking it up a notch. And the Lions' defense in general has. So Hutchinson is number 6. And we'll see the top 5, so we'll see some changes here at the top. Dameon Pierce had a good day on the ground against the Browns. He's at 5. Chris Olave had a somewhat productive day. Just some other guys, had to move up based on their performances. Sauce Gardner went down 2 spots, more so other guys, including another Jet, having to move up. But Gardner, it was weird. I think people expected him to kind of shadow Jefferson the whole game, which I did kind of mention that really isn't the case for anybody ever. You see the Jets run some zone coverage, but Jets actually ran more man than expected, but it was mainly DJ Reed and the safety over the top of Jefferson. Gardner was on him here and there. I did notice some other receivers, KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen, getting some separation on Gardner this last week when in man coverage. But so not maybe the greatest game, but definitely not a bad game. More so other guys having to move up. Another interception for Tariq Woolen. Just an incredible rookie season from the Seattle Seahawks corner. Incredible draft class from the Seattle Seahawks. But we talked about a new number 1. First time he's been number 1. Garrett Wilson has been tearing it up. We've seen him had a couple good games early on, then kind of went quiet for a little bit. So did the Jets offense. Not being able to throw the ball that effectively. But just recently, Wilson's been going crazy. I mean, getting the separation, getting the big catches, getting the big yards after the catch because of his vision and the athletic ability, the ability to make people miss. I mean, he had some monster plays over the last several weeks, but last week to keep his team in the game, obviously get him in good field position. The Jets were getting more field goals instead of touchdowns, but I think it was all started by Garrett Wilson there, getting them down the field. So he's been impressive. Why we had him as receiver 1, kind of as we talked about, it was an interesting debate. Who would be receiver 1 in that draft class, because they all have unique skill sets. They all have something that's like, wow. They're all different though. But then you have Garrett Wilson. And a big reason why I had him number 1 receiver going into the draft is because all these guys have like this big time part of their game that's crazy, but Wilson kind of has all of it. Like, he gets the separation because of the route running and the quickness and the speed, and he has the hands and he has the big playability. Saw what he was doing after the catch. I think the vision, knowing where to go. using the footwork, I keep bringing up the athleticism, all goes into it. So kind of a do-it-all receiver, which is kind of taking over today's NFL. Look at a guy like Justin Jefferson. Can Garrett Wilson be a guy like that? I don't see why not. So Wilson's really taken over as the guy for the Jets, and they have a number of receivers over there as well. So, not the best quarterback situation either. We've seen Wilson for a bit. Now we see Mike White. Now Mike White's making some plays down the field, thanks to a guy like Garrett Wilson. But there's other receivers that I think we'd be using as an excuse, like if they had those quarterbacks, like he's good, but he doesn't have the quarterback. That's why he's not producing. But Wilson, I think it kind of starts with him there in that offense right now, which another thing to bring up too. I think the Jets, when they were really rolling on offense, I think it started with that run game. A guy like Breece Hall, who was on this list and would be on this list if he was healthy. And they didn't really need much of the pass game. They didn't really need much from the receivers because that run game got things going. And then the run game got beat up, obviously, with not just Breece Hall, but the offensive line. And the Jets kind of had to find a different way to figure things out and get going. And it was a little bit of a stale period of figuring that out. But now it's getting going again in the passing game, and that makes it even more impressive with a guy like Garrett Wilson, because they almost kind of switched their strength to get kind of moving again. So I think that makes it a little more impressive there for a guy like Wilson and the Jets this impressive season. So Wilson on top, number one. But a lot of these guys are, really Kenneth Walker's in the discussion for number one if he doesn't get injured, or if last few weeks he hasn't been too productive. So my point is, the top 7 guys are in the discussion for number one at any given time. Those guys are pretty tight. Watson's really tearing it up recently. Just started really, really slow, but he kind of can creep his way up there as well. And there's quite a few offensive linemen that just missed the cut on this list. There's quite a few of them that played very well this year. Tyler Smith, Ekwonu, Charles Cross, Braxton Jones, Jamari Salyer. So it's an impressive offensive lineman out there. A couple more receivers, obviously. Some safeties. Some of the safeties that just missed the cut. Brisker and Petrie. Joseph. These guys are having very good rookie seasons as safeties there. And none of them were first-round picks. Think about that. So those guys all those guys just missed the cut. But that's going to wrap it up for my rookie rankings heading into this week. Let me know your guys' thoughts. We have our weekly picks videos, score predictions, power rankings, a lot more. We have a recent mock draft. Got some other videos in the works, kind of getting the off-season videos out here and there. And then the playoffs are right around the corner. I always got some playoff-specific videos that I really enjoy doing, so I cannot wait for all that. Hopefully you guys are on the same page there. That's going to do it, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.